It's one great bite on top of another. IHOP, come hungry, leave happy.
Tonight's headlines. President claims 100 days of progress in Iraq as Army rolls out new strategy. Arnold pumps up the PR, but where's the beef? Palm Beach tornado. No warning, but amazingly, no deaths. Also tonight, new controversy over the recently revealed Vatican document dealing with sexual abuse by priests. A consumer alert about a work-at-home business con that could take you to the poorhouse. And everybody has a story. Tonight, it's Love Story, the sequel.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Dan's away tonight. I'm Scott Pelley. We begin tonight with a milestone in the battle for Iraq. Tomorrow marks 100 days since President Bush made what amounted to a victory speech on the deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln. Since then, though, 56 U.S. troops have been killed, including one last night, a guard from the 82nd Airborne, shot while on patrol in Baghdad. Still, the president insisted today that Iraq is more secure, and he laid out a long list of what he considers to be America's accomplishments there. Here's White House correspondent Bill Plant.
With American soldiers still dying in Iraq, President Bush convened his national security team and put a positive spin on the situation, claiming significant progress in the 100 days since he declared an end to major combat operations.
Iraq is more secure, and we've got a lot of brave soldiers, slowly but surely demolishing the elements of the Ba'athist regime.
To make the point, the White House issued a 100-day progress report listing 100 accomplishments. Among them, establishment of a representative government, delivery of 22 million doses of vaccine, plans to rehabilitate more than 100 schools and clinics, down to a shipment of 3,000 soccer balls. There's only a passing mention in the document of weapons of mass destruction, none of which have yet been found. But Mr. Bush today dismissed charges by Democrats that his argument for going to war because of Iraq's weapons had misled the nation.
No, it's just pure politics. We got a lot of people running for president, and it's pure politics.
The administration report strongly emphasizes Iraq's past role as a supporter of state terrorism and claims that Baghdad had agreed to provide al-Qaeda training in chemical and biological weapons. The president, who no longer talks about Iraq's weapons of mass destruction, still argues that Iraq was closely linked to al-Qaeda. But a former member of the Clinton National Security Council thinks that's not necessarily so.
I don't believe that the Iraq al-Qaeda connection was correctly described. I think it was oversold.
And in fact, says Benjamin, the attack on Iraq has backfired.
It is clear that antipathy towards the United States is growing tremendously in the world's Muslim population.
But the Bush administration is betting that the taste of freedom in Iraq will weaken radical Islam. And it promises to spread democracy and free markets in the Middle East, a pretty tall order for a region dominated for years by authoritarian governments. Scott?
Bill Plant on the North Lawn of the White House. Thank you, Bill. Inside Iraq tonight, there are these developments. U.S. military investigators are looking at a possible al-Qaeda link to yesterday's deadly car bombing at the Jordanian embassy in Baghdad. And there is a new policy for U.S. troops dealing with Iraqi citizens. Fewer mass roundups, less brute force, but that does not seem to extend to Saddam Hussein's hometown. Kimberly Dozier is there.
On the ground in Tikrit today, the U.S. military's new softly approach was nowhere to be seen. These Iraqis were spotted selling weapons. U.S. forces gave no warning, just opened fire.
They know the rules. They disobeyed them. They paid with their lives.
But commanders here say there is a difference in how Americans are operating now. The people they're arresting are talking and pointing them to other hideouts.